What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Game week 24 is finally here. 2.5 weeks after game week 23 started, we are about to have the next upcoming game week. Now it is just a single game week, actually a blank game week for Chelsea and Brighton, but we then have double game weeks in 25 and double game week in 26 before another blank game week in game week 27 as well. So a lot of time and a lot of thought has gone into my transfer planning. We're going to go through all of that, my potential transfers out, my potential transfers in as well. I've left it very late because there's a lot of moving parts that have gone into making this video. FA Cup rounds, the announcements of the doubles, the announcements of the blanks, everything like that, and deciding on my chip strategy. I will talk about that for a little bit during this video, but there will also be a big chip strategy video coming out after the game week 24 deadline. Before we get into that, we're going to briefly talk about my game week 23 team selection. We'll go through it very quickly as it was a long time ago, but my team lined up as it does on screen here. So Foster with a 6, didn't play the first game, but got a clean sheet. The first clean sheet for Watford in the second game. I was very fortunate to get that 6 points. I did have De Gea on the bench, so I was a bit annoyed that I'd left him there, but Foster got his clean sheet to make up for it. Cancelo and Trent blanking. It was a nightmare week for all of us, I think, but Ben White in the middle with an 8-pointer, a clean sheet and 2 bonus points was massive for me this game week. Fernandes, Jota, Bernardo and Bowen in my midfield. Nothing really to write home about. Jota got his assist, but it was, of course, owned by everyone. Then Dennis captain, Watkins and Ronaldo up front. The less we talk about this, I think the better. Dennis, I don't think I can ever forgive you. In terms of overall points, I didn't take a hit. I didn't even make a single transfer. So actually 32 points with a no hit was fine. I got a game week rank of 5.2 million, but actually a lot of the high rank players did get sort of a low game week rank this season because a lot of those template players didn't score particularly well this week. So overall score up to 1,469. And it did give me a red arrow, unfortunately, but only from 16k down to 18k. Before the Watford game, I was fearing I'd be outside maybe 25, 30k. But with King only scoring 1 point and Foster getting a clean sheet, it did put me up inside those higher ranks. Let me know how you got on in game week 23. Was it as bad for you as it was for me? What is your overall rank? And drop any questions you have in the comment section down below. But now let's move on to the all-important game week 24 team selection, transfers and captaincy. So as you can see down below me, I have 2 free transfers and 0.8 million in the bank. In terms of firstly, my potential transfers out, there are 3 names that come up here. I really think my transfer this week will be a defensive transfer. Both Ben Johnson and Reguilon on the chopping board. Ben Johnson not playing and I want to strengthen my bench. And with money in the bank, I do have the ability to do that. Reguilon, again, I'm worried if he's going to play every week. Spurs, yes, have looked good, but it's more that rotation part and their double game week includes Manchester City away. So I don't particularly love having him for game week 26, so I don't really have much of a need to hold on to him. And then the final one is Bernardo Silva. Again, he's just not been returning points. Manchester City do play Brentford and Norwich in the next 2 game weeks, so I may keep him for those 2, but he's definitely on the chopping block for me because of the amount of points that other midfielders are scoring, and he just hasn't done it for me since I brought him in about 5 or 10 game weeks ago. In terms of their replacements, there are quite a few to go through. We got 6 here, potential transfers in. So in defense, I like Dean and I like Tierney. Now Dean without target on set pieces seems to be nailed to play now, is a great option. They have a great run of fixtures, but he doesn't have a double game week. Tierney, again, a double game week, a really nice double of Brentford and Wolves at home and seems to be attacking down that left-hand side. However, 8 Nori as well, a cheap option. Wolves have a double in game week 26, plus he also plays in game week 30, as does Tierney, as does Luca Dean as well. So that's why these 3 are definitely transfer targets because I don't plan on free hitting in game week 30. And then in terms of midfield replacements, I like Son now that he's back and has a double game week in game week 26, and then the Arsenal duo as well. Now I already have 2 Arsenal players in my team, so I can only really add 1 of these 3 in there. It could be a defensive double up or it could be a forward double up, and it's caused me such a real headache of what I'm going to do. Now in terms of the real transfers, Johnson, Reguilon, Bernardo out. Dean, Tierney, 8 Nori, and then Saka potential transfers in. I don't think I'll make the midfield transfer yet because Saka blanks next week and Bernardo Silva plays Brentford and Norwich in the next 2 after he got rested in the FA Cup. So I don't think it will be a midfield transfer. It's probably defensively is where I'm going. So with those in mind, Johnson, Reguilon out, Dean, Tierney, 8 Nori, the potential replacements. Let's have a look now at how my team will line up or could line up for game week 24. So First off, my predicted transfer. At the time of recording, I still have not made it. It's not been confirmed. I will confirm it on my live deadline stream before the Game Week 24 deadline. It's normally about an hour and a half before that. So do come and tune in and get your questions answered in the chat, as well as in the comment section of all my videos. I do plan on making just one free transfer because I'm still slightly unsure about my chip strategy. I'm not 100% confirmed on what I'm thinking. So I think Reguilon to Luca Dean is likely to be it. Now, I don't love selling Reguilon before he has a home fixture against Southampton this week and then Wolves next week, but I need to use one of my free transfers, and I'm bringing in a player who then plays in game week 30 as well, and I really like Dean as an option. I think he's probably a better pick over the long term compared to Reguilon, so that's why he's coming in, and I plan on rolling my second transfer, so I have 2 free transfers again next week. In terms of the starting lineup, of course, David De Gea comes in goal, Foster on the bench, Burnley away, a good fixture. Burnley have struggled for goals recently, however, Manchester United have struggled for clean sheets just as much, it seems. He's in there. Hopefully he gets a clean sheet, but I'm really not expecting anything ever again from a Manchester United defender. Hopefully he gets some save points or something like that. In the defence, we start with Trent, and he combines with Jota for my Liverpool double up at home to Leicester. Leicester have looked so poor recently, again getting knocked out of the FA Cup in the weekend against Nottingham Forest. Leicester at home, good fixture. I expect both of these guys to start because we're not sure if Salah and Mane are going to be back. Hopefully a clean sheet and some attacking points as well. Jota is definitely a captain option for anyone considering him as well. Next up, we add Odegaard in my midfield. So it's away at Wolves. I do have Ben White on my bench. Now, I have to decide whether I go for the attacking option or the defensive option for Arsenal this week. However, Odegaard looked so good against Burnley in game week 23. He nearly had returned, so I have gone with him because I just like him as being a bit of a differential in my very template side at the moment. So he is in there as my second midfielder. Next up in this team, we add Luca Dean and Jarrod Bowen. So Dean coming in as new transfer, Leeds at home, a good fixture this week on set pieces. Some of them are combined with Coutinho, and then Bowen of course starts. He got that late goal for West Ham in the FA Cup to put them through. Again, it's a Watford at home fixture, not starting Foster in goal, so I hope Bowen goes crazy again, although he may be very highly captained this week. He's not going to be my captain, and we'll finish with who it's going to be, but Bowen is definitely someone I'm happy with, but maybe not someone I want to go particularly crazy for points this week. Now we add double Manchester City. As I said, I plan on keeping Bernardo Silva, although he's not getting a lot of points. He is still involved for Manchester City. I do expect him to play both of the next 2 games. Cancelo in there as well. He got taken off early in the FA Cup game, so I think he's good to start. And with Bernardo Silva not starting that game again, I think they should be both good to start this week. And it's a great fixture. Let's hope for some more points from them. And then we add double Manchester United. Now, my 2 premiums in my team are probably the 2 players I'm least confident with. Burnley away, yes, it's a good fixture, but they've just been so poor. Fernandes has picked up a knock. We don't know quite if he's going to be available to play. This is being recorded just before the Manchester United press conference, so hopefully we get a bit of news on Fernandes. But looking at last time, again, with Ronaldo, if he was injured before game week 22, we absolutely don't know if we can trust Rangnick. So I'm starting both of them, but we'll wait and see if we get any points from them. And finally, we have Watkins starting up front to combine with Dean as my Aston Villa double up. A good fixture. Leeds are leaking chances at the moment. Watkins hasn't scored plenty of goals recently, but I still like him as an asset, and I'm happy he's in my team going forward because they do have a great run of fixtures. This does mean that on my bench, I leave Dennis, of course, happy not to play him. He's away at West Ham as well. Don't particularly love him. Don't know where he's going to start as well. So a week on my bench, I think will do him a little bit of justice given what he did in game week 23. We then got Ben White there away at Wolves. Not happy with him being on the bench, but I don't quite know where to start him. It's a good fixture, I think, from a defensive point of view. And then finally, of course, Johnson. Now, before we wrap up, one final thing to cover, and that is my game week 24 captaincy. So for me, there are 3 real captain options: Cancelo, Jota and Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo is in there because Fernandes is currently flagged. If we hear that Fernandes is going to be available, then he's probably a better option for me than Ronaldo. However, for me, it's really between the 2 on the left with Cancelo and Jota. I think there's a clean sheet in there for Manchester City, and then I think there's a great chance for Jota to get some points because I'm sure he's going to start against Leicester. So it's really close between them. At time of recording, my captaincy is on Cancelo just because of how sure I feel that clean sheet is. When it goes in the 2nd minute or something, I'm going to live to regret these sentences. But Cancelo is my captain with Jota being my vice captain. It could swap around between the 2 of them, but that is my plan at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Here's my Game Week 24 team selection. If you have enjoyed, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications as well to get a reminder for future videos, as well as live streams to come to help you get the best possible rank you can this FPL season. Drop any questions you have in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.